Sekirei is definitely for a mature audience because it's loaded with fan service, it's got a lot of nudity, so it's definitely for a mature audience. So this to me gives me a feel of Fate Stay Night meets Rosario Vampire. It gives me this Fate Stay Night feel because you've got the main character Minato who's thrown into this competition where he chooses a Sekirei, and Sekirei can be male or female, but they all have special fighting abilities and they fight against each other to eliminate each other. There are 108 Sekirei, and they all try and find their Ashikabe, which is their master, and you can have multiple different Sekirei as we see within this series. Minato will pick up multiple different women, and it gives me this Rosario Vampire feel because it becomes a harem for him where they're all living with him and they all try to do their best to please him. I have never been more jealous of any anime character than I am for Minato. He makes me so jealous because he has so many beautiful women just tripping over each other and fighting each other, just trying to please him the most, and he does not know how to appreciate this. And that's really one of my biggest problems with the series, is that you have this main character who will have boobs in his face. I mean, completely unclothed boobs, like right in his face, and he is nosebleeding and running away from them. And I understand that if he did not shy away from his temptation, or the temptation to just do whatever needs to be done in these situations, then it would become a hentai, and I'm completely fine with that. I don't really know why they have him run away like that, because if you're gonna just put your foot in the door of fan service, you should just go all the way, especially if you're trying to have a series that really doesn't take itself very seriously, kind of like Sekirei does. So I did not like Minato at all. Aside from him running away from temptation, he is just a useless character. He's very weak, he doesn't want anybody to fight, and he's one of the people that just wants to save everybody. His only value in the series is that he's a good friend to all these women, and he cares for them a lot, and, you know, that's pretty cool and all, but aside from that, the story isn't really that deep here. It's pretty funny, and it does go into the backstories of some of the characters, but overall the plot, it doesn't really take itself seriously most of the time, and I'm fine with that. I just didn't like the main character. So the women of Sekirei really take center stage for me. To me, they're the main characters. I don't even care about Minato, but they're actually pretty funny the way that they interact with each other, because you've got Musubi, who's pretty much just an airhead, who likes to fight. She's very strong, and she eats a lot. She will sit there with an entire table full of food and just eat it all, and it's really funny just watching her do anything. And then there's Scooby, who is my favorite Sekirei. I originally thought that I wouldn't like her just because, first of all, she's always angry all the time. This is how I felt about her at first. And then when she becomes a Sekirei, she's always very needy for attention, and she always wants to have the most attention from Minato. But then once I learned more about her, she became my favorite. I really find needy women to be a turnoff, but with her, she's very needy and clingy, but she is willing to do whatever it takes. But what makes her great is that while she's needy, she is very willing and capable to fill in whatever roles that you need of her. Like, say for example, she will find Minato waking up covered in women like he went to sleep with his swag on, and she will get upset about that, and she'll say things to him like, if you wish to look at a woman's breast, then you can look at mine. And she's really willing to just step in there and do what it takes to make Minato happy. So aside from the comedic relief, we've got a lot of great fights within Sekirei, and there are some characters that just use hand-to-hand combat, there are other characters that use swords, there are some characters that use other magic abilities, like they can control plants and use that to fight with, there are some characters that can hack into computers, and there's really a large variety of different types of abilities that some of these characters can have, so it's really interesting watching them fight each other. Sometimes you'll get characters that have similar abilities fight each other, like you'll have two fist types fight each other, or you'll have two sword types fight each other, and it really turns out to be a great fight. And some of these people have very powerful abilities, like we'll see one girl in the series cut a battleship in half with her katana. This series really goes all out on the battles. So in the fights here, it's a big coincidence that the women get hit and their clothes just rip off, and there's also blood in the fights as well. But these fights are really just over the top, because you'll see a woman just punch the ground and create a massive crater in the ground and all these rocks flying everywhere, and you see the environment getting destroyed. So it's not like they don't really pay much attention to the fighting here, because they really do go all out with these fights. So Sekirei is only 27 episodes long. As of this review, they're currently working on Season 3, but I have Seasons 1 and 2 on DVD Blu-ray combo. And if you're just going to look at one season, neither of these seasons have a complete story. Like I said before, they're working on Season 3, so just watching the first 2 seasons doesn't actually complete the story, but you won't really care about that because the story isn't really that deep that you'll be left hanging on the edge of your seat. You're just going to enjoy it for the comedy, for the interaction between the characters, and of course, the massive amounts of fan service. I mean, seriously, 5 to 10 minutes into episode 1 and you're already exposed to full frontal nudity, so, you know, if you're into that sort of thing, then you'll really enjoy this series. So moving on to the overall presentation of the series, the picture quality of the DVDs, because I have the DVD Blu-ray combo, it's alright. It's, you know, it's pretty good, but the Blu-ray quality is just amazing. The picture is just so crisp, the colors are so vibrant, and also, if you've got Netflix, it's available there to watch as well. So the animation here, the animation is just beautiful. They really do animate everything great, especially the boobs and the fighting. The boobs just have a mind of their own. They're just flopping all over the place, and with the fights, you see the particles of the bricks and everything just flying everywhere. So they do really pay a lot of attention to detail within the series, and they do animate everything great. I felt that the second season animated it much better than the first season. Not that I had a problem with the first season, but you can really tell that with season 2, they really stepped it up a notch. Now moving on to the audio, I watched Sekirei season 1 and season 2, all of it in the English dub, and I felt that they did a great job of that. This is really just a series where you just kick back, relax, watch something that you're gonna laugh, something that you're gonna have great fights in, and of course a lot of fan service as well. And you can't stress enough the fan service with a series like this because it's saturated with fan service. But I felt that the English dub, it was great for just a series to sit back, take lightly, and really just enjoy. If you've got Netflix, just go ahead and check it out there, but of course, like I say, it's for a mature audience, and if you've seen Sekirei, then let me know your thoughts about it in the comments section below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later.